Hello and welcome, and thank you for coming to my YouTube channel. My name is Lisa Turner. I'm a psychic and a channel. In these series of videos, what I'm doing is asking my viewers to send me in questions that they would like my team to answer, so that it's a way of offering my giving back to my community in a way that is sustainable and affordable for people, and a way of giving people a sort of like a taste and insight into how I work. So the question that I've got here from one of my viewers in my audience is, my 15-year-old daughter keeps seeing a red and green orb a lot lately. She also has two spirits or guides or angels, not exactly sure what, hanging around her. She always sees them in the same spot in her room throughout the night. They don't go when I cleanse or clear, and still hang around even if she asks them to leave. She's asked who they are but gets nothing. Do you have any idea what they would likely be? So thank you for your question. It's certainly a very interesting one, which I'm sure many people would probably relate to. So as a channel, I will connect into my team now and get them to give a very sort of a short answer, and hopefully to shed some insight into what is going on here for this person's daughter. So thank you. Okay, so first of all, we wish to begin by saying thank you. We thank you and honour your time and your presence here with us. And it is always an absolute pleasure and an honour to be of service and to speak with the collective here on all sorts of matters here. So first of all, in relation to this young child, we wish to say, first of all, that she's a very multi-perceptual child. So this child is the very perfect example of what collective, the closest term is crystal child, but even that is a term that needs to be shelved. It is still sort of rigid and outdated and not a correct term for who this child is. She is a multi-dimensional, multi-perceptual, multi-sensory, highly developed, highly attuned child, person, soul, who has already come in with multitudes of layers of senses that are already activated and present. So for her to see these spirits or see energy or even feel and sense energy and sense other people's emotions is already open within her. So where someone else who may be older may be watching this going, oh gosh, that's strange. How is that child seeing these things? She's already come in with this system developed, built into her. It's built into her as part of her multi-perceptual experience. So what we want to say here is sort of more to go into the energetic grid system here. The energetic grid is what we call the energetic field. Her energetic field is completely differently structured into a much higher, technically advanced system that is very finely tuned and very connected, in that she can in real time get very clear emotions, a reading of a person's energy, pick up multi senses of a person's vibration. And so this within this child would cause, in a excessive state, in an unmanaged state, it would cause the child to get constantly sick, for example, more runny nose and more sinusy allergies kind of things. She may get overwhelmed and overloaded multisensory with light and with sound and with headaches. She would need a lot of time in her own room to herself to sort of decompress from a busy day of being out in the world. She would be easily overwhelmed and really sort of the classic, pick up a lot of other people's energies around her, needing to spend more time alone by herself recharging so that she can really go through her own internal process. Her system has got its own internal process of processing all these other energies and clearing them out so that she comes back to her center and comes back to her own energy. So we want to make that very clear, first of all, that this child is a very much so within the last 20 years, and more so increasingly in the last sort of 15 to 10 years, even 7 years, this evolution of a new range of human development where these children are coming with these things already activated and all different sort of gifts and abilities activated, ready to go. So with this child specifically, so where she's saying that she's seeing these two orbs and she's wondering these green and red orbs that she's seeing and censoring, what she's actually seeing here is it's more of a gateway to multi-dimensions, is what she's actually seeing here. These would be, so a more experienced energy worker would see these orbs and would be able to connect to them, whether they use energy healing with their hands, whether they use light codes, whether they channel. They would go, if they could see these, they would go, okay, let's connect in with that energy. And then that energy would expand and open up into a higher frequency of energy, into a dimension that would then connect them to, it could be soul family, it could be to a knowledge field, it could be to more advanced healing structures that they could access and bring through to deepen their work or to open up their work. So that's what she's actually seeing. It's an opportunity for her, if if she so chooses, and we would say it is probably not the best time for this child to work with these, but if you can imagine that these are gateways of potential for opening up to new sources of information, and within this, any information, there is light and there is frequency and there is a field. So this is what they are. So we would say to her, first of all, do not be alarmed by these, that all that they are doing is presenting to her an opportunity. There would be something playing out in her life right now that would be a lesson for her that she's sort of maybe contemplating, or she may be struggling with or trying to comprehend. This would be appearing as an opportunity for her to go, okay, well, there's some knowledge in this for you to unpack and to explore that will really help what you're navigating. And it's kind of like a connection to the very advanced multi-sensory field that she's got. It's like that's not the correct word, it's like an add-on to that. So because she has got this very advanced multi-sensory expanded energetic field, these energies can come in and then connect into her field, more so with her, more through focused attention, that she could sort of zone in on it and connect to it with her intention, her energy, and then it would lock into her energetic field, and then it would open up. It would open up to her as she may get a feeling or a sensation, or she may get an impression of the information that's there wanting to work with her. So it is another way of the universe communicating. The universe is always communicating to you through sounds, through noise, through to your sight, all your physical senses, but there's also the energetic senses that the universe is always communicating with you. So this is another way of that interaction, of that communication here. So that is the very first thing there that we wish to say. Do not be alarmed by these orbs. They're an opportunity. They are there to bring more information in if she chooses to open and access those. We could say that, yes, you could absolutely hold space for her, to sit with her if she wanted to try even connecting into that energy, to see how it feels, to see if she feels safe working with that, and then to open it up to see what it has got for her to receive. We would suggest and encourage that, as opposed to her just trying to connect with herself, just to give her some love and some support there, to say it's actually really quite natural and there's nothing to be afraid of here. You're not going to open up anything scary at all. You'll find that it's a really beautiful, loving vibration and energy there. So the next question is, with these two beings that are sort of always present with her, you're not sure if they're guides or angels or spirits, and they don't move on. These are we would say that these are more advanced representations of her. these two figures are, they're a mix of energies. There is one energy there that is a kind of similar to a guide keeper, where they are there to watch and oversee. See, normally people wouldn't see this. What is happening is actually very quite normal within the spiritual realms, that as much as the soul incarnates into the physical body to have a life experience and to learn and to grow, what also happens is that the spirit world and different beings will be watching the human evolution as well, to be almost like a teaching ground, to sort of, you know, let's watch this lesson that they're going through, let's watch and let's learn how they handle this, how they react to it, and etc and etc. So she's actually seeing that normally the majority of people, even the majority of psychics and energy workers, there's only a very small percentage that are aware that that is what is happening. So she's actually watching a sort of like a master guide, a master teacher with a pupil, and that pupil sort of in like a training ground, who she knows this pupil at soul level. It's part of her lineage, you know. Her soul has a lineage, and if you can imagine, it's kind of like a, one way would say to be like a school, and this pupil is part of her school. So there's a kind of an agreement there that she agreed that she would come into this life, or an aspect of her soul would come into this lifetime for this experience, but then she also agreed to partake as a energetic connection for other people from her school to come through to watch and to learn through her own lived experience. So this is actually what she's witnessing here. As we said, the majority of people do not even have any awareness that this is something that occurs, let alone see it. So again, with this knowledge, we could then help you to share this with her, to reframe her thinking as to what is happening here, so that she can relax, and she could actually relax and go, okay, there they are again, they're just checking in and they're watching, they're learning, getting updates. And so gradually she could even just tune out and go, okay, I don't actually need to be aware of that that's going on. It doesn't actually affect me. I don't actually need to know what's going on there. So I can actually choose to then go, okay, well, I actually don't need to see that. Okay, so that is what's going on there for her. We hope that that has helped to clarify your questions for you, and we do so appreciate the opportunity to speak with you and to share this information, because again, this information, this aspect is very it's very different, and we do hope, our intention is that it will help to really clear the field of the understanding of exactly what all of these different energies are. You know, so many different frequencies and so many different energies get sort of thrown into the basket of, oh, that's a negative energy, that's something there that oh, we don't want that around, or whatever. But once you can shine a light on it and show some understanding as to what it is, it actually can open up the human perception and understanding as to much greater, you know, aspects of how the universe works, and how all the different parts and the different cogs and, you know, things work within the universe. Because we really are, you all are this beautifully connected, so connected ecosystem of energies and vibrations and personalities and, you know, soul lineages and things like that. And there's such an intricate, at an energetic layer, there is such an intricate ecosystem that is in play there. So we really do love these questions, so that we can then dive into this ecosystem and help you to really explain it and understand all the different moving parts within it. So we thank you for your time. As always, it is always our absolute pleasure to be present with you. Thank you. Thank you. It is an absolute joy and honor to do this work. I just love it so much. It's just so profound, and I'm so grateful. So thank you very much. I love receiving these questions and the information that my team bring through to share. So I really do hope you enjoyed that one. So thank you again for watching this video. Please check out my YouTube channel and subscribe, and have a look at my website or social media if you feel want to. Thank you. Bye.